Last week I watched the installation video for the Sniffer at version 1.1, and the cables look kind of amateurish. So I went ahead and redesigned the Sniffer to version 1.2, and that enables me to have more attractive cabling options. It doesn't look like it's something that we just threw together. That required that I actually have two serial ports on the Sniffer, and I did that through using some of these little RS-232 boards. And again, this design is connected to a BeagleBone Black as before, and a 2x16 LCD display. The design itself is 3D printed on a two-piece design. It's held together with M3 screws and threaded inserts that are pressed into the PLA, and it has 4 rubber feet. On this side over here, we have two options for power. We have a barrel connector here and a mini USB here. And this is an Ethernet jack that's not used in the operation. And this is one of the serial ports labeled host. This label is actually 3D printed into the plastic itself. On this side over here, we have a USB port. We have a little slot down here for an SD card, which is not used or accessed during the operation of the Sniffer. And this is the other serial port labeled device. And so the host is where the cable comes in from the host computer that's running on the implanter, and the device goes out to the network controller itself. All right, this is the actual Sniffer itself. It's a 3D printed part, as I said. This is the side that has the host, and you can kind of see that it's printed in this label here, if I can get the light right. Over on this side, it says device. This is where the USB port is over here. These are the power options here. I'm just going to power it off of a mini USB power connector today. It takes about 30 seconds to boot. It comes up and first displays this, and then there's some LED activities that you can kind of see through this side. And once it gets booted, these things begin to blink. And as I said, it takes about 30 seconds to boot, so we'll go ahead and wait for it to boot. And it will go ahead and show us that it is what the version number is. It will show us a bunch of other additional diagnostic information. So SD card mounted, SD card serial port 1 and 2 are open. This is the data file it's writing out onto the micro USB card. And it has a display with 2 numbers on it. The top display has an arrow this way. Eventually, I'm going to change this to being an H, which is the host port. So the top line will show you the amount of characters coming this way through the Sniffer, and the bottom line will be labeled D for device, and this bottom number will be how many characters are coming back through. There's a blinking dot over on this side of the screen that blinks on and off once a second, and that will show you that the device is actually functioning. On the bottom, like I said, it's held together with M3 screws. I don't have the plastic feet on it yet, but I will do that today. My plan today is to go ahead and connect this up to a network controller and make sure it's functional, and then this will be ready to ship. I do have some questions about how we should offer power options because it is going to Europe. We probably should buy a barrel connector that does +5 at about 1 amp. That has a European plug on it. So I got to figure out what that is and go ahead and get that on order. And we'll go ahead and get that in. But this is really quite ready to go. And it will be tested later this afternoon.